My name is Toby Wazo, and today we are going to be discussing how you, as a business person, or your business is going to be able to stay visible, profitable, and relevant in a saturated market. I hope that is clear. So, we are looking at how we can be visible, one, profitable, and relevant. So it's not just enough to have a business. Anybody can have a business, but is your business visible? Because it is when you become visible that you can attract the people that can make you profitable. So we're going to be discussing some social media strategies that can help you. And by God's grace, what I'm going to be sharing with you today is not just what I've read in a book. These are strategies that I've applied myself because by God's grace, I've been privileged to run one or two businesses myself. And I've also been privileged to work as the head of social media department here in House on the Rock. So we're going to be discussing a few strategies that has to do with social media that you can start applying right now to your own business, and then you can start growing. All right. So the first thing we'll need to understand is this: business is almost like warfare. Business is not play, it's not fanfare. It is something that you do with seriousness. Okay. And I know this because I've run a few businesses myself. In fact, my first business, I started it a few years ago after graduation. And this is going to lead us to this problem that we can see on the screen, which is that globally, statistics have shown us that if you start a business today in 2025, there is a 50% chance that by 2030, that business is going to fail. 50% chance is that it is going to succeed, but then there is also a 50% chance that it is going to fail. But that is not even the shocking one. The one that I consider shocking is that 20% of every business that starts today is going to fail. And the problem for me is that this statistics does not apply to only unbelievers. It cuts across every demography, whether you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're a Hindu, or you're an atheist. 20% of every business that starts today is destined to fail in the next 1 year. 50% is destined to fail in the next 5 years. About 67% is destined to fail in 10 years. So globally, we have a problem, which is that not every business that starts can succeed. So for you to succeed, it means that you have to go the extra mile. You have to do something that other people are not doing. Now, this is what is obtainable globally. However, imagine the fact that in the first world countries like United States and Canada, this is what happens. Now imagine what happens in a country like ours. I mean, all of us live in Nigeria. All of us are seeing what has been happening in the past couple of years. About 3 years ago, I remember in December 2022, I was at the game and I was one of the people that tried to buy a lot of things from the game because they were doing sales. Why? Game closed up. Now, a lot of other businesses have also closed up between then and now. Talk about GSK, P&G. You may not know these businesses by their names, but what you will know is that, for example, a global business like GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, I think, when I knew that they left Nigeria was when the cost of inhaler went from around 3,000, 4,000 to as much as 30,000. Many people, that's when we knew that, okay, there's a problem. So a lot of other businesses have been shutting down, and these are big conglomerates. These are international businesses with big pockets, and they have been shutting down. And if you have been following the trends, especially on social media, in fact, somebody said recently that whatever it is that made Dangote to start doing podcasts and to start doing live shows, that thing is big. So imagine something that it even affected someone as big as Dangote. That means, okay. So the fact is that businesses are closing down. Fact. Another fact is that it is tougher to run a business here in Nigeria. I can tell you for a fact because my first business closed up after 1 year. I remember how it was. I had an FMCG business in Oka. I was selling foodstuff, rice, groundnut oil, and the rest. And after 1 year, Nigeria happened. In fact, my own case was a fire incident that took place and on the line, and almost all the shops there were razed by fire. God delivered me, oh, but something died in me that day. And of course, the worst part was just like a normal Nigerian environment. I didn't have insurance. Most of us then, nobody had insurance. So, Nigeria, let me say, Nigeria happened to us. All right. So, these are what is obtainable for the average business person in Nigeria. And that is why we need to consider this topic. In spite of what is happening, is there something we can do that can help us to at least remain viable? Is there something that we can do that can help us to grow? Is there something that we can do that can help us to remain profitable despite what is happening in the country? That is why we are here. And the good news is this: in spite of how tough the terrain has been, in spite of how crazy businesses have been, in spite of everything that businesses have been experiencing in Nigeria, there are still a lot of other businesses that are doing well. All right. I think it was last month, I was watching a video on YouTube. There was a summit, I think, of international banks, global banks. And in the panel session, one of the people on the panel session was Tony Elumelu. And it made me see Nigeria from another perspective. Things may be bad in many places, but the fact that we could have the CEO or the owner of a Nigerian bank on an international stage speaking as a panelist with other bankers of international repute means that there is something people like this guy is doing. The same thing applied when I saw, of course, if you're active on social media, you know that Obi Kubana celebrated his 50th birthday in April, and the who is who in Nigeria was there. And if you notice, there was something that Obi Kubana started doing in 2021, which helped him in such a way that even though businesses were going down, this guy went from not just having Kubana conglomerates. The next thing we saw him doing the Keke Nakpe business. The next one, I think it was Odogu Bitters and a lot of other businesses. In other words, this guy's business is doing well. But for today, we are going to focus on one other person, which I believe most of us are aware of. And his name is Engineer Chidomere Ndubisi. That is the CEO and the founder of Pamtech. Even if you don't know Pamtech, I'm sure you must have seen AK online or Jego Lion online. I don't know. Am I the only person? If you have seen Pamtech, AK, Jego, please type Pamtech in the comment section. Let me know I'm not the only person. You have noticed that, yes, there's this guy. When you open your Facebook or Instagram, you see videos from Pamtech, either Jego, either AK, or I've forgotten the lady's name. Type Pamtech in the comment section. Let me know I'm not the only person. All right. So Pamtech is an automobile business. In case you have a mechanic and maybe you are thinking, I've never seen a rich mechanic. Engineer Chidomere is one of the first mechanic billionaires that we know. Thank you, Sam Ibe. All right. So the question is, what is somebody like that doing with a business that is not glamorous? Imagine having a mechanic business, and that business is doing so well that in the past few years, you are opening new filling stations, you are opening new plaza. In fact, I think about 2 or 3 months ago, they opened a new workshop, a new station in Port Harcourt. So there must be something these guys know that they are practicing that is helping them to grow and remain profitable. And when I looked at them, I had to admit that they understood one thing, that right now in 2025, the businesses that are doing well are businesses that understand that to stay relevant and profitable, you have to do a little transition. And that is what these guys did. Because at a point, I was wondering, what exactly is their business? Are they still mechanics? Are they still in the automobile business, or are they doing something else? And what I thought was that, hey, these guys are content marketers. But no, they are not just content marketers. They're still in the automobile business, but they did a little switch. And that switch is what I want to leave you with. In fact, If you don't get any other thing from this session, if for example data finishes in your phone and you are not able to get any other thing from this session, I want you to take this home. In fact, write it down anywhere you remember it. The businesses that will thrive from now going forward are businesses that are into content marketing. Let me put it this way. If you are a mechanic, you have to rethink your business and start seeing yourself as a content marketer in the mechanic niche. If you are selling rice, what it means that you have to rethink yourself as a, let me put it this way, a social media content marketer in the rice selling niche. In other words, now is no longer the time to say all these social media things, in the Facebook, all this in the Instagram, I beg. No, the world has changed, and it has changed so much that those that thrive are those that understand that it is you as a content marketer that will remain relevant enough to remain profitable. All right, this is exactly what they are doing. In fact, if you follow this guy like I do, he was recently in China, and you can see from the picture on the screen, he was the one doing content himself. This is a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, at least in Naira. This is a multi-billionaire with a very profitable business, but you still see him creating content, and he pays heavily for content creation. And just like that, he has almost monopolized the automobile service industry, especially in the southeast of Nigeria. And his secret is simple: social media content marketing. Am I still following? If you still believe that, no, how do I put it? If I'm not confusing you yet and you are still following, please type content in the comment section. Let me know that I'm not wasting your time. I want to see your comments, please. Are you still following? Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Thank you, Beauty. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm seeing your thumbs up. Thank you, George. Thank you. All right. So the question is, before we go in, because we are going to be sharing 7 strategies in a very short time, the question is, why social media? And the answer is this: unlike before, people used to live in the real world and come to the internet to spend a little time and go back to the real world. However, right now, people live online and then go to the real world to do one or two things, maybe sleep and eat, and then come back to the internet. So the world has changed. Let me give another example. Last month in May, Aproko Doctor made a post. That's a post. This was on Twitter and on Instagram. I don't know if anybody saw it. If you saw it, you can type Aproko Doctor in the comments. So Aproko Doctor made a post and said he was coming to Enugu for exercise. He made that post, I think, on Monday or on Tuesday. He didn't make any other post. There was no radio jingle. There was no billboard. There was no advert. Nothing else happened. Just a simple social media post. Now, Aproko Doctor lives in Lagos. But guess what? About 5 days later, as you can see, me, not just me, hundreds of other youths living in Enugu State, we are at UNEX Stadium to exercise with Aproko Doctor. This proves to you the power of influence, and that is what you can command using social media. This is what it means to be visible, and to remain relevant in order to stay profitable in business. So what we are going to be discussing in the next few minutes. Hello? All right. So what we're going to be discussing in the next few minutes is how you can apply this in your own business. If you are ready, type ready in the comment section. Come on, type ready in the comment section. Let's go. I want to feel some energy in this room, guys. This is exciting for me. I want to feel some energy in this room. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Victor. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. So the first thing you have to understand is this: when it comes to businesses, people buy from those they know, like, and trust. We call it the KLT factor. People buy from those they know, from those they like, and those they trust. And the truth of the matter is this: nobody is going to trust you with their money if they can't see you. This thing is obtainable everywhere. I'm sure you do it. I do it. In other words, you want to buy something. Okay, I do real estate. And you see that many times if somebody wants to buy a plot of land, what do? They want to see it. They want to see your office. They want to, okay, somebody sees a product online. They want to buy it. No, they want to see it first. Maybe you deliver it and then I pay. So people can't really trust you if they don't see you. That is what this is all about. People buy from those they know, from those they like, and those they trust. And like I said, they can't trust you if they don't see you. In other words, online presence is key. Your online presence is a major factor in your profitability in 2025. In today's world, your online presence can make a major shift in how profitable your business is. And guess what? It does not matter the business you are doing. In the question and answer section, we are going to be discussing some practical ways we can do this. So it does not matter the business you are doing. We can tackle it here and now, and you see how having an online presence and social media presence can help you grow. All right, so let's get down into it. We're going to be discussing 7 social media strategies that can help your business grow. And for the purpose of this class, in the next 15 minutes or thereabout, we're going to be sharing some tactics on how you can post consistently, prioritize video, maximize your efforts, and all that. So if you are ready, type ready in the comment section. Let's move to the first strategy. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Ike. Your online presence can make a difference in your business. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So number 1 strategy for you when it comes to social media and your business growth is for you to create and publish content consistently. Now, like Sam mentioned, I'm a content marketer. In fact, I'm even lucky because my business is content marketing itself. So part of what I do as a side hustle is real estate. And as you can see, this one is real. This one is not just that we are reading it. This one is my own personal content calendar that I started. In fact, these videos have already been published on YouTube. They're already published on YouTube. So number 1 strategy, number 1 tactics under being consistent with your content is that you have to create a content calendar. You can do this with Excel. You can do this even if, let's say, you are not so tech savvy, sir. You can bring a sheet of paper, a book, and a pen and write it down. Number 1 strategy for you to be relevant and for you to keep showing up consistently so that people will see you and you'll be on top of their mind so that they can buy from you. Number 1 strategy is that you have to be creating content consistently. Listen, even if your business is snail farming, you have activities that you do in your business every day. Add content creation to those activities. Do you do invoicing? Add content creation to activities that you do in your business. Whatever those activities are, you go to the market and you buy goods and then you stock up in your warehouse and then you sell. Add content creation as one of those activities. In other words, if it means having to hire an extra person, hire somebody. Let content creation and marketing become part of your daily routine as a business. And what I will say to you from a professional standpoint is that you should post a minimum of 5 times every week. In other words, post on Monday, post on Tuesday, post on Wednesday, post on Thursday, post on Friday. Why? You are not the only person that is fighting for the internet space. There are millions of businesses out there looking for these same customers, and people are lazy. In other words, if they want to buy something, even though you are a furniture maker and I want to make furniture and I come online and all of a sudden I'm like, furniture, hey, where will I buy chair? Where will I order chair from now? And you know how the phones work. As you are saying it, your phone is hearing it. You now open Facebook. All of a sudden, you are seeing adverts and posts of people that are into furniture. If your own post is not one of them, it means that that business will go to that person. That is the fact. So you must create content consistently. And to do that, you create a content calendar, just like the one you are seeing on your screen. You post consistently every day. If you can post more than once a day, fine. All right. And then if you must, hire somebody to do that. The second strategy is go heavy on video. 2 years ago, I called a meeting of the executives in social media in church, and I told them the world has changed. All right. The world has changed. if you are not into video content right now, you are going to miss out because for right pictures are boring now. So since the world has gone the video route, you also must go the video route. In other words, what I'm recommending for you is this: let 80% of your content in your business, I mean your social media content, be video related. Listen, this thing is not rocket science. In fact, many times it does not even have to make sense. You may just do a little video of, let's say you are selling bottled water. Your content for that day could just be from here, and then you go around the bottled water, and that's it. 15 seconds, that's it. You add a little sound to it and you post it online. Everybody knows that you are selling what's the name of this bottled water, whatever the name is, you are selling it. Now it can be as simple as that, and this will be more effective than you just typing, please come and buy water. So you get creative with it. Remember, like they said, one picture is worth 1,000 words, right? But now imagine this: one video can be worth 100 pictures. Because if you look at it mathematically, like my normal video, you can capture videos at 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second. It means that if I'm capturing a video at 60 frames per second, it means that every second of that video, 60 pictures are taken at the same time. So if you do a 10 seconds video, that's 600 pictures. That's how powerful videos are. All right. I'm not going to dwell on that, but the next thing is for you to maximize your effort. In other words, get creative. Don't kill yourself trying to do everything at the same time. The people that win with social media are those that are what's the word? Strategic in what they do. You have to be intentional, creative, and strategic. It is not a random effort. It is not something you do when you feel like it. I feel like posting today. Hey, let me even make posts. No, you have to sit down and plan it. On Monday, today, I'm doing this. I saw a post by, I think what's his name? Jack Dorsey, the former CEO of Twitter. And he said something. He said that the way the way he was able to remain very effective as a CEO of one of the biggest companies in the world was that he had his days mapped out. So when he wakes up on Monday, he's not thinking about what he is doing today. He knows that Monday is for marketing. So when he goes to his office, whatever meeting he is doing, whatever presentation he's doing, everything he's doing is all about marketing. If he wakes up on Tuesday and maybe Tuesday is for training and onboarding of staff, he knows that all his activities on Tuesday is training. If Wednesday is about I don't know what, I can't remember the things he said, but then he planned his days in such a way to make him effective. You should do the same. So what I would recommend to you, especially if you are starting out, you should start with two platforms. The first one could be Instagram/Facebook. They could be two in one. Posting on Instagram and Facebook, and then you can add TikTok. Or if you are just doing WhatsApp, but then I wouldn't recommend WhatsApp. Should be like a bonus for you because you are going to the world. You are not the light of your village, you are the light of the world. Amen. So your job is to create posts and publish on these platforms. I recommend a minimum of two platforms. So create a business account on these social media platforms, and based on the kind of businesses that we have around, I mean small businesses and MSMEs, right? What I would always recommend is that you start with Facebook and then Instagram. And if you go higher, depending on the type of business you are doing, you can add TikTok, and then maybe you can add Twitter. But make sure you are posting on at least two platforms and you are posting regularly. Another thing you have to be aware of is this. Thankfully, right now, you can always check your analytics. By analytics, I simply mean, when you can open your social media platform and then you check to see what is happening behind the screen. You can see the people that are liking. You can see the time people visit your page. You can see, in fact, technology has become so crazy that if I run an ad on Facebook right now and then I connect it to my website with Google Pixel, if you visit my website, I will know where you were clicking on. And then when you leave my website, my ad will be following you everywhere you go, everywhere, so far as it's internet. But that's not what we're talking about today. But what I'm saying is that you can check for when your audience is active so that you can post then. Maybe they're active early in the morning, then you should be posting early in the morning. You are not in business to do what you want. You are in business to do what your audience wants. I mean, your target market, so that you can attract them so that they can buy from you. Now, let me speak briefly about this because I didn't add it. I know I have a little time. I just wanted to say a few things generally, but just in case you are wondering the kind of posts you should make when I talk about content. First of all, you can make promotional posts. Promotional posts simply means this is my shop. I am selling bottled water. Come and buy bottled water from me. And you post it. Now, listen. This may look like a far-fetched example, but guess what? This thing I just said, you can do it exactly as I said it, and that counts as a post for you. That serves as a post for you. As simple as that. Your post doesn't have to be perfect. You are not a professional content marketer. No, your business is your business. Content is the vehicle you are using to achieve your business goal. So, even if you are not professional, just create it. So, you can make promotional posts, you can make educational posts. For example, what can I do with the bottled water now? You can make something as simple as did you know that it is healthy for you to drink 6 liters of water every day as a human being? The human body consists of 75% water, and for you to remain active, you must be drinking water. So I recommend, not me, UNICEF, no, WHO recommends that every human being should drink 6 sachets of water every day. In other words, this is 75 cl. In other words, you should be drinking at least 4 bottles of this water every day. For example, I'm healthy. Now, something as simple and as crazy as what I just did is content, and it is what we call educational content. You are not exactly selling your market, but you are positioning yourself as an expert whenever it comes to anything that has to do with water slash healthy living. So when people are doing something related to that, guess who they are going to think about? You, your business. So you can do promotional content, you can do educational content, you can even do content that has to do with news, you can do content about testimonials. There are different kinds of content you can do so that you remain relevant. By relevant, I mean people are always thinking about you. Remember, people buy from those they know, like, and trust. And let me add that for them to buy from you, they must remember you. So content is one of the things that you do to make sure they remember you. Now, I just wanted to point that out so that you don't get confused. Let me go to number 4, strategy 4. Here is something else that you can do to remain. Now, this is to remain visible on social media. The truth is this: on Facebook, I think Facebook has Facebook has over 2 billion registered accounts. That's Facebook alone. Now, out of those 2 billion plus accounts, I think it's up to 4 billion. No? I'll have to check. Maybe I'm mixing it up. But I know there's one that is up to 2 billion. Instagram is more than 1 billion, of course. TikTok, I think, is up to 2 billion also. That's by the way. Now, there is a lot of noise going on online. There is a lot of noise going on online. So one of the things you can do to make sure that the algorithm favors you and pushes your content above other people's content on social media so that they can always think of you and buy from you is to make use of what we call trends. So you should ride on trends. What are trends? Trends are you wake up in the morning, something is trending today. Now the truth is this. Okay, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. How many of us remember 2020 October? If you are in Nigeria in 2020 October, you know there was something that was trending. If you remember it, type it in the comment section. Type it in the comment section. Let me know that. Let me know those that can remember it. All right. Because of time, 2020, there was something that trended in Nigeria and almost all over the world. NSAS. Exactly. Now, NSAS was a trend for that period. That was NSAS. Now, what it means is that any post you make around NSAS, the number of people that will see it will be a lot more than the number of people that regularly see this post and that see other posts normally. Why? It is the trend. So because it is trending, the algorithm on social media pushes those posts to more people. All right, you understand? So that's what trends have are all about. For example, the screenshot you are seeing on the screen is what I saw on Twitter trend today. And you can see the fourth one, NYSC is trending. Ojudoba is trending. Those in the West know that in the West today, in Southwest of Nigeria today, I think it was yesterday, they had their ceremony, Ojudoba. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it well, but they had that ceremony. And if you open social media, especially if you open social media, you definitely see posts around that Ojude you see posts around NYSC and all that. So what that means for you is this: as a business person, you can also get ideas from trends. What is trending today? When you see what is trending or what trended yesterday, you can create content around it. For example, if I have a business, I did not plan this, so these people should come and sign me up. Let me be their brand ambassador. If I was working in this, if I own this business, or maybe I'm a distributor of this bottled water, what I could have done today was to get one of my staff that is a copper and tell the person to do what? Carry bottled water, open it, drink it, but make sure you are wearing your copper uniform. That's all. I could just do something as simple as come out, drink water, and then let me go to my PPA. Something as simple as that would make me put NYSC in my post so that the algorithm will push it up. This is another beautiful strategy. And of course, you can use trending sounds. That one works for TikTok and YouTube. Okay. And Creator Insights is for TikTok also. You go to the Creator Insights, you see what is trending for that day. Maybe song, whatever it is. If it is a song, you can use that song. You don't need to swear anything. You can just mute the video. Open your, maybe you just take camera to your warehouse and just take a 10 seconds record of stacks of bottled water in your warehouse, and then you add that trending song and post it. You will be shocked that after a few hours, the algorithm has pushed it up. A lot of eyes are on it, thousands of views, thousands of likes, and then before you know it, your DM is on fire. Please, we are having this event. Can you supply 100 bottles of water? 100 cartons of bottled water, and your business is moving. All right. Number 5, use storytelling. Use storytelling. Now, everybody may not be an expert storyteller. However, all of us know how to tell stories. I'm sure today you told a story to somebody. Everybody, unless you are living alone and you don't have internet access, you don't have a phone, that's the only way. In fact, even if you are living alone, you are telling a story to yourself as I speak to you. So everybody tells stories. What you have to do is to now find out how you can tell stories around your business. Why? People want to buy from you when they feel they can relate with you. Let me give another instance. How many of us have watched the movie Jesus? What's that movie that is trending on Netflix now? The one Taraji acted. Straw, right? Good. Type story in the comment. Type story in the comment for me. Type story. Good. Thank you, Mr. Sam. So in Straw, I've not watched it, but there was a snippet I saw on IG this morning where Taraji was, I think she was in a building, and then there were police officers around. I guess I'm not sure what happened, but it looked like a hostage situation. So they were all carrying their guns, and it was as if they were asking her to come out. And she said, I'm not going to come out. Why? If I come out, you are going to shoot me.
Please, can you mute? If you're not Mr. Toby, please, can you mute? Thank you.
All right. So if I come out, you're going to shoot me. And then the lady, the negotiator on the other end, started talking to her about herself. She started telling a story to her and telling her that she's also a single mother like her. So she was telling Taraji, you are a single mother, right? I am also a single mother. And guess what? My mother also was a single mother. So I understand how you feel. And immediately, Taraji was now like, why? She felt understood. She felt I can relate with this person's story. The lady was like, when I was young, my mother also was in this type of situation. My mother died when I was young, and no, I think it was her father. I'm not sure what happened. I've not watched that movie. Forgive me. But she said something that happened when she was a child, and immediately Taraji asked her, "How old were you?" And she said, "I'm 9." And Taraji was like, "My daughter is 8." And all of a sudden, because my daughter is 8, you were 9, there was this connection, there was this relatedness. Like, I feel you, I can understand you, I feel you understand me. Now, at that point, anything she sells to that lady, she's going to buy. So, why we tell stories is that through stories, we break boundaries, we break barriers. Using stories, we can connect to people. It does not matter your social status, it does not matter what your race is. When I tell a story, you can connect with me. One of the people that used this so well was Barack Obama. If you were around in 2008 when he was running for his presidential election, one thing that made his speeches wonderful were the stories he told. From Atlanta to Atlanta, Georgia, to this one in Massachusetts, blah 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 blah. Yes, we can. Everybody was relating to those stories. So find a way to use stories in your content, in your business. Find a way to tell stories around it. Whatever you are creating, not all the time. You may not be able to tell stories all the time, but people will be able to relate better with you when you tell stories. The number 6 is please engage your audience. When you create content, people are going to engage with you with time. So far as your content is relatable and they like your content, they will engage. By engagement, it could be likes. By engagement, it could be comments. Please, when they engage you, engage them back. You are not a lion of the tribe of Judah. No. When people comment on your business post, please reply their comments. Now, another strategy you can use, don't tell anybody this one. Many people don't know it. When you make a promotional post and somebody likes it, go to their DM and send them a message. No, don't push your market. Don't sell your market, please. Don't be aggressive. Just tell them, thank you for liking our post. Full stop. End. Now, if they now respond, you can follow up and try to make the sale. This is by the way. So reply comments and please, this one, I'm saying it for those that have businesses online. Please put a price tag to your business. Put a price tag. That thing is very annoying, both from me as a customer and then from a business person's standpoint. It doesn't really make sense because when you don't put a price tag, you attract a lot of people that will waste your time. You don't have enough the time you're supposed to be using to think of how to move your business forward, that you're going to be using to think of creative ways to create content. You are using it to answer how much this one is 15,000. No, that one is 17,000. No, put the price there. If the price now, price is a leveler, price is a differentiator. If the price of this bottled water is 500 naira, let's say this is a hotel and I'm selling bottled water 1,000 naira. If what I'm used to buying is 300 naira, I will not waste your time and come and ask you how much. I will go to where they are selling 300 and leave those that are okay buying 1,000 naira to come. So you help me to save my time and I'll help you to save your time. You as a business person, you don't have all the time. So put price in the captions of your catalog. Whatever it is you are using to sell your business, add a price tag to it so that those that are time wasters will go. You don't have all the time in the world. There's no magomago around it. And the truth is this, when people see that you are straightforward, they will trust you. But if maybe a lot of business people do this is not what I'm talking about today, but maybe it will help somebody. People don't put prices in their product because maybe you are selling watch. Today you are selling this watch 15,000, but then you say DM. Another person will DM you. You tell the person 20,000. Another person will DM you is 25,000. Another person will DM you is 17,000. So because You are not consistent. You can't put a price tag to it. It communicates to your people that, hey, we cannot trust this person. Another mistake is this: people go to their buyer and say no refunds. Please don't write it. Even if you don't do refunds, don't write it. You are scaring people away. This is by the way. And the last thing on this is, please don't insult people. Human beings are difficult. And by human beings, I mean all of us, including me. Some of us, sometimes we can be difficult. We are passing through a lot. Nigeria is wonderful. So there are times people can make unreasonable comments in your post. You can ignore them. You can delete them. Even Mr. Moko, I don't know if you are still here. Here in church, if we are live streaming, one of the things that we always do is to look out for comments. We hide comments almost every day. Some we delete and ban the person. We don't have to respond to you. I mean, I can't respond to all the comments that are made in our church platform. You just delete them. It's professional. So don't go and then use your business handle. You are arguing. No, Arsenal is stupid. Which kind of Arsenal? Or okay, like see Ronaldo just, let me not go into that. But you are not arguing, no, see Ronaldo is not the GOAT, it's Messi. Messi is not the GOAT. And by doing something as simple as that, somebody that is a Messi fan will now decide that they will not patronize you. You will be shocked that people are so emotional that they can decide not to patronize you simply because with your business page, you have told them that you are a C Ronaldo fan. So be civil, be courteous, don't insult people, and just play neutral, especially when you are on your business handle. The last is this: inorganic growth simply means paid advertising. Guys, write this down. Write this down. I mean it. Write this down. Write this down. If this is the only thing you get, then get it. Write it down. Life is too short to grow organically only. Life is too short to grow organically only. Listen, everything I've talked about is organic. You create content, you post, and all these creative things is organic, it's beautiful, it works. But then what usually happens is that you have to be doing it for a while. You can do it for 3 months before your business page picks up. You can create content. For example, I've done this one, I did it practically, and you create content consistently for 3 months, and your YouTube page is not getting any traction. Nobody is seeing you. Nobody is asking for your account details. And suddenly, by the 6th month, all of a sudden, one of your videos will go viral. One of my friends has a business, and they were posting consistently for more than 5 years. Last year, one of their videos went viral and had almost 2 million views. And all of a sudden, their followers grew from around 3,000 to 19,000 in 1 week with one content. That's the power of organic growth. However, you don't have 5 years. I'm not saying you should stop posting. Be posting, and be waiting on God for that boom. However, until it happens, one neuron ad. Look for an influencer, pay them 50K, pay them 100K. Come and carry. You don't need to do much. Just get somebody that is influential, give them 100K, and give them your bottled water to just. So refreshing. That's all. If they now decide to be creative about the content, fine. You pay them, and then your business is growing. And then another thing you can do is to make offers. Imagine a business as big as Coke is still running ads today. They spend, their ad budget is in billions of dollars. And then you, Mama Nkechi shop, you are still now. If you are comfortable with just revenue of maybe 200,000, 500,000 in a month, that's fine. But for you to swim in the bigger waters, 5 million turnover, 50 million turnover, you must spend money. Why? You spend money to make money. We say it in Igbo land. Ego keji achu ego. All right. So you can make offers. All right. So we've come to the end of the class. I think my time is up also. We talked about how to stay visible and profitable. And number one, I said you should post consistently. You should prioritize video over all types of content. Then you should maximize your efforts. You should ride on trends, use storytelling, engage intentionally, and invest in paid advertisement or paid reach. All right. So I don't have the time to talk about this, and this is not a master class. This is not a boot camp. I'm not going to help you do this, but I thought of something you can do immediately to make your business start going forward. So you can take a screenshot of this, take a screenshot of this page, and then practicalize it in the next 1 week. All right. You can do this on your own, just 1 week, 7 days. Do this. All right. So this is for you to answer. You don't have to answer it in this class. From everything that I've said, what can you implement immediately? All right. So one more thing that I want you to do for me, I believe everybody here is online. You can choose a platform, whatever platform it is. You can just spend 30 seconds or 1 minute, search for Toby Nwazo, whatever platform it is, TikTok, Facebook, or IG, search for Toby Nwazo, and then follow me. I share content marketing tips from time to time, and I also share freelance writing tips, of course. So just follow me. I would appreciate the follow. And at this point, I'm going to say thank you and then drop the mic so that if you have any questions, I can take your questions. But then, thank you so much. But before I go, if you got value from this, please feel free to type it in the comment section. Type value, type value, type value in the comment section. Let me see that you got value. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Toby. Wow. Wow.